Evet, Dragon Age serisinde muhteşem hikayeye başlıyoruz. Hadi bakalım. Hayırlı uğurlu olsun. Şimdi sinematik var, o
The
yüzden ben
chantry
sustum.
teaches us that it is the hubris of men which brought the darkspawn into our world. The mages had sought to usurp heaven, but instead they destroyed it. They were cast out, twisted and cursed by their own corruption. They returned as monsters, the first of the darkspawn. They became a blight upon the lands, unstoppable and relentless. The dwarven kingdoms were the first to fall, and from the deep roads, the darkspawn drove at us again and again, until finally we neared annihilation.
Buralar gitmiş. Aha, golem vardı lan.
Until the Grey Wardens came. Men and women from every race, warriors and mages, barbarians and kings. The Grey Wardens sacrificed everything to stem the tide of darkness, and prevailed.
Et be. Şeyi. Neydi lan, unuttum. Vahşi ya, köyü basıyor sanki.
Since that victory, and we have kept our vigil.
Eridi.
We have watched and waited for the darkspawn to return. But those who once called us heroes have forgotten. We are few now, and our warnings have been ignored for too long.
Aga be. Bu baş muhafız falan herhalde.
It may even be too late. For I have seen with my own eyes what lies on the horizon.
Aha, yeniden geliyorlar.
Maker, help us all.
Oo, çok güzel. Güzel. Tamamdır. Ama önce bir şeye bakacağım. Hop, kayıt oluyor. Tamam. Tamam. Cinsiyet erkek. Irkımız insan, elf, cüce. İnsan olacağım ya. Tamam. Sınıf insan, ne bu? Savaşçı, büyücü, hırsız. Hırsız olurum abi. Hırsız. Tamam. Sonraki diyelim. Şimdi tip yaratma yerine geldik. İsmimiz Detlaf koyacağım ismini. Bu ne? Ha, bu direkt yüzler. Buna bir tane güzel yüz bulalım. Direkt ondan devam edeceğim. Bu iyi. Bu iyi. Cilde bakalım. Cilt görünümü. Şu olsun ya. Cilt rengi. Bu olsun. Dövme. Bakalım başka neler var. Bu değilmiş ya. Ama bunu mu yapsam, bunu mu yapsam? Ne yapacağım ya? Renk abi siyah olsun. Çok tam kırılmasın. Böyle iyi gibi ya. Bu şekilde. Hatta azıcık daha arttırsak böyle minik bir arttırış, tamam. Saç. Bu. Tam bir gülüm oldu. Şeyleri geç. Rengi. Ya yap. Geç. Göz rengi. Olsun. Kırmızısı. Burun geç. Ortaya geç. Ses.
Greetings. Greetings.
How do you do?
How do you do?
Greetings.
Greetings. Charmed, I'm sure.
Tamam, ben şu.
Greetings.
Vahşi. Bunu ekleyelim. Heh. Abi şimdi biz hırsızız. O yüzden bize çevik ve hüner lazım. 2 çevikliğe vereceğim. 2 hünere vereceğim. 2 tane güç verelim. Sonraki diyelim. Bu ne? Yetenekler. Geçtiğimiz savaş yeri. Savaş taktiği, silah tedavi, sağ kalın, uzak, kalma, zorlama. Zorlama ne? İkna. Abi ikna önemli. İkna önemli. Bunlardan neymiş? Köylü dövüş. O sahne kaçma. Gel bir buna ver. Bu ne? Daha fazla hasar. İşte bunu koy abi. Oyna diyelim. Başta bir kolaydan başlayalım. Sonra atlarım. Tamam diyelim.
For generations, your family, the Kuzlans, has stewarded the lands of Highever, earning the
kalemiz var
loyalty
lan.
of your people with justice and temperance.
Soyluyuz herhalde.
When your country was occupied by the Orlesian Empire, your father and grandfather served the embattled kings of your land. Today, your elder brother takes up House Kuzlan's banner in service to the crown, not against the men of Orlais, but against the bestial darkspawn rising in the south.
Gördüğünüz bu değil.
I trust then that your troops will be here shortly.
I expect they will start arriving tonight, and we can march tomorrow. I apologize for the delay, my lord. This is entirely my fault.
No. The appearance of the Darkspawn in the south has us all scrambling, doesn't it? I only received the call from the king a few days ago myself. I'll send my eldest off with my men. You and I will ride tomorrow just like the old days.
True,
Ha, bunlar arkadaş.
but we both had less grey in our hair then, and we fought Orlesians, not monsters.
At least the smell will be the same.
Aynen
I'm
öyle.
sorry, Pup, I didn't see
Abi
you.
biz geliyoruz.
How? You remember my son?
I see he's grown into a fine young man. Pleased to see you again, lad.
Ben de sevindim. Babamızın dostu. Ne diyelim? Sebep ailem burada mı? Ben de seni Alho.
My daughter Delilah asked after you. Perhaps I should bring her next time.
Baksana. Bunu isterim tabii
Good.
ki.
She's talked about you ever
Biraz
since she saw you at a
bir
fair in
rol
Denmark.
yapalım bakalım. Rol
I
oynayalım.
think you have an admirer, young man.
At any rate, Pup, I summoned you for a reason. While your brother and I are both away, I'm leaving you in charge of the castle.
O kare bize. Emin misin? Elimden geleni yapacağım. Baba.
Now, that's what I like to hear. Only a token force is remaining here, and you must keep peace in the region. You know what they say about mice when the cat is away, yes? There's also someone you must meet. Please, show Duncan in.
Duncan. Oo, Grim Muhafız
It
geldi.
is an honor to be a guest within your hall, Tyrn Kuzland.
Your lordship, you didn't mention that a Grey Warden would be present.
Duncan arrived just recently, unannounced.
Bir soru mu var lan cidden?
Of course not. But a guest of this stature demands certain protocol. I am at a disadvantage.
We rarely have the pleasure of seeing one in person, that's true. Pup, Brother Aldous taught you who the Grey Wardens are, I hope.
Aynen, sinematikte gördük. Bakalım. Bu olmaz. Tabii ki bu da olmaz. Bir abi.
They are the heroes of legend, who ended the Blights and saved us all.
Aynen
Duncan
öyle.
is looking for recruits before joining us and his fellow wardens in the south. I believe he's got his eye on Sir Gilmore.
O bizde aslında.
If I might be so bold,
Ben de al, ben
I
de al.
would suggest that your son is also an excellent candidate.
Bak, tabii
Honor
o
though
kadar.
that might be,
Baksana şu
this is
atlete.
one of my sons we're talking about.
Beton yetmez, beton. Bakalım. Tabii ki aynen.
I've
Hoşuma
not so
gitti.
many children that I'll gladly see them all off to battle. Unless you intend to invoke the right of conscription.
Have no fear. While we need as many good recruits as we can find, I've no intention of forcing the issue.
Pup, can you ensure that Duncan's requests are seen to while I'm gone?
Tabii aynen. Elbette.
In the meantime, find Fergus and tell him to lead the troops to Ostagar ahead of me.
Dur. Bir Duncan'la bir konuşalım ya.
You'll
Adam
have
gelir mi
plenty of
yoksa?
time after we're gone. We must discuss the battle plans in the south. Be a good lad and do as I've asked. We'll talk soon.
Okey. Şimdi oyun başlıyor. Bunlar DLC'ler abi. Onlara biteceksin hadi artık. Kodexler, modexler. Neyse. Önce ben bir şeye bakacağım. Zınk güzel. Bakacağım zınk güzel. Şimdi taktikler, harita, buna görevleri günlük. Bundan görevler, babanın verdiği görev. Neymiş bakalım. Yapacağım. Almış kodeksler. Diyalog geçmiş, şimdi bilecek. Tamam. Bu ne? Envanter. Heh. Bakalım. Bunu bir kullan lan. Şey veriyor. 2 veriyor. Nice. Potu koy abi buraya. Potsuz olmaz. Bunu buraya koyacağım. Bu ne? Ha, GLC itemleri. Artı 1. Oo, tek koy. Bu ne? Geç bana. Bu ne? Geç bana. Bu ne? Bir dakika, bu ne? Geç bana. Bu ne? Oo, bunu koyalım. Bu ne? Geç bana. Bu ne? Geç bana. Bu ne? Geç bana. Bu ne? Oo, güzel. Bu ne? Oo, güzel. Tamam. ADLC yine koy. Oo, koy. Bunu at. Okla yaylar falan filan. Tamam. Let's go diyelim. Envanter geç. Tamam. Şimdi. O level şeyi. Ha. Ne verelim abi? Bir tane daha ikna versek iyi olur. İkna çünkü bayılırım ikna. Şimdi babamızla bir konuşalım ya.
Shouldn't you be off to your brother, as I asked?
Gideriz önce bir tane konuşalım. Bu abi.
When
Ne
the
yani?
king
Aslında
demands it.
riskli bir
In
hareket.
fact, not sending our forces south would be
Kaleye
a
bir şey
distinctly
olsa.
bad idea. Don't worry, pup. You shouldn't see many problems, but I want you to prepare the men left here, in case.
Okey. Ne olur ne olmaz.
Legends of the Blights tell of horrible things. These darkspawn once threatened many lands. If we can't hold them, you must prepare for the worst.
Ha. Elimden geleni yapacağım.
I know you will. You are a Kuzlin,
Aynen ben
after
bir
all.
kozdan.
But let's not speak of ominous things. We shall assume that all will go well, and the
Aynen.
Maker will watch over us.
Fergus nerede? Yol önceden de binmişsin.
Your brother and I go into battle, not an afternoon tea. Who knows what will happen to us? I will tell you, however. You're my cherished son. I love you. And I trust you completely to... But don't worry about me, dear boy. You'll have enough to occupy your mind while I'm gone.
Fergus nerede olabilir?
Upstairs in his chambers, no doubt. Saying goodbye to Oriana and your nephew.
Ben gideyim
I'll
hala.
talk to you soon.
Yes?
Yeah. Ulan düzgün bir şey yap lan. Babamın ne zakına kadar da
We fought together under King Maric when he drove. Heady times. It's not something a youth would understand. It will be good to ride beside your
Kızıl
father
ilgileniyor.
again. The topic has come up from time to time. The young and their infatuations.
bundan daha ciddiymiş gibi görünüyor.
Perhaps. To be honest, I have no expectations. And your father seems determined. If something did happen, well, we'd address it as
Bakarız
befit.
abi.
I'm sure
Bakarız.
there will be much to discuss once I return.
Geçmişe çevirdim.
Poor weather, I believe.
O
Their
askerde geldi
progress
mi?
has been slow, but it's nothing you need worry about.
Nasıl yok lan? Aynen.
In a manner of speaking, if I had reinforced our border levies earlier, my troop, I confess, my confidence in your father allowed me some
Beni
complacency.
sevmedin lan.
I guess another
sevmedim.
time then.
Beni sevmedim. Duncan Reis gel
I'm
buraya.
sorry, but I believe your father wishes to talk to the Earl and myself alone.
Ama soru sormak istiyorum.
Very well. I doubt your father
Very
will
well.
mind a slight delay.
Very well. Bakalım. Haydi sorayım. Yani beni de alır mıydınız
Of
lan?
course. You are young, skilled, and obviously responsible. If the Grey Wardens do not recruit simply anybody, and I intend no the old treaties allow me to conscript you even against your father's wishes, but I will not do so.
I'm glad I am to hear.
It's tempting, your lordship, but I'm content to see what
Beni
other
alın.
candidates your
Beni alın.
castle offers.
Parası var
Indeed,
mı?
we spotted a horde assembling in the Korkari.
O
Luckily, King
gördüm.
Kaelan took us at our word, and Marshal Ferelden's forces.
Güzel.
The first battles have
Kralı
already
sevdim.
been fought. Your father and I must move quickly.
Okey. Ne kadar var peki?
Thousands,
Binlerce,
perhaps
on binlerce.
10,000 or more. Normally the Darkspawn
Orduya
stay in
bak
the
lan.
deep roads. It bodes ill that so many risk the surface. I have
mi?
only found a couple of worthy candidates in my travels. Your father invited me here, suggesting this Sir Gilmore. If he is not suitable, I will head south.
Kralı
and
tanıyor musun?
Not well. King Kaelan is an eager young man who has shown great wisdom.
Güzel.
I've heard he's a bit enraptured with
That's
the
his
Grey
back.
Warden legend, and that is why he catered.
How? That
He only repeats what we've all heard. Whatever the king's reasons, I'll take his support. The priority is defeating... Well, I understand.
Indeed. Are the Grey Wardens sure this is a
Ulan
blight
sana mı
and not...
konuşuyor? Sana.
No archdemon has been sighted yet, my lord. But with...
I wish we shared your faith. I suppose we shall see...
Until we...
Sus lan. Şimdi çakacağım kafana bir tane. Şimdi. Abi. Her zaman ilk yaptığım iş haritayı gezmek. Ne var ne yok sömürmek. Şimdi şuradan başlayalım. Buradan böyle... Hemen şu kapıya bak. Oo bak sandık. Ne çıkıyor? 5 gold. Güzel. Oo.
Got it.
9 mu? 9
I'll get on it.
Evet sakatlık gitti. Demek ki sakat kalabiliyor musun?
Good evening, my lord.
Good evening. Geç lan. Burada ne var? Menü yok. Merhaba.
Evening, my lord.
Merhaba. Annem
Maker,
var.
prepare a place for us.
Maker.
Have you come to pray for your brother and father? I'd be
Ne
happy.
işe yarayacak?
I would hope that one who may succeed the Tan would value piety more than that. The prophet Andraste herself once doubted the path. Creator of the heavens, world and seas, we beseech you. Your son, I sincerely hope your soul is at ease. Now Creator of the sky, the land, and the sea. Let no man have cause to fear the shadows. There now. There are many more who must receive the Maker's blessings before they leave. I cannot. We shall talk one...
Ulan soru sorduk lan. Neyse kapıyı da açık bırakıyorum. Essin biraz. Bakalım burası çıkış tarafı. Oo burada bir şey daha var. Oo bak. Sana 5 bonus para. Devam. Merhaba asker. Son daha çıkamıyoruz değil mi?
Now is better than later.
Oo bir tane daha.
Can I get you a ladder so you can get off my
Oha.
back?
Large. %10 soğuk direnci veriyor.
Good evening.
Good evening,
my
good
lord.
evening. Nereden gideceğim ki? Ha burası mı bölgeymiş zaten. Şimdi buralara baktık. Şuradan devam eder. Bakalım buralarda ne botlar var.
Good evening, my lord.
Good evening, good evening. Burası neresi lan? O satranç şeyi falan filan. Oyun atar, al abi. Otomot yapmaya yarıyordur. Yandan kapı var. Bunlar.
We will serve you while the
Hizmetçi.
Terran is away.
Sen yok mu?
We'll be
Güzel lan.
up very late tonight so the Jarl's men can be given proper
Aga be.
quarters.
Neyse dur. Daha haritayı bitirmedik. Ha burası bizim o şey ama salon.
There you are.
Aa
Your mother told me the Terran had summoned you,
Well, then
so I
I'll
didn't
sit
want
next
to
time.
interrupt.
daha ne var burası oyun?
Pardon my manners, my lord. It's simply that I've been looking. I fear your hound has
Aa
and is
köpeğim.
threatening to
Bak.
leave.
Köpek yine ülkelere girmiş.
No matter how the maids try to keep him out, you know these Mabari hounds. They listen only to their master. Anyone else risks having an arm bitten off. That would be wise. You're quite lucky to have your own Mabari warhound, you know. Of course, that means he's easily bored. Nan swears he... At any rate, your mother would have me accompany you until the matter is settled, shall we?
Annem nerede benim?
She was entertaining Lady Landra and her son. Before we go, I've heard from several people that a Grey Warden is here.
Aynen.
Is
İsmi
that true?
Duncan.
Then, is it also true that this
Aynen,
Grey
seni
Warden
arıyor.
was asking after me? Makers, can you imagine? Me, a Grey... Of course, I shouldn't get ahead of...
Hehehe. Yerde aramazdık. Okey. Ama önce yan
Good
görevleri
evening, my lord.
bir dakika bölümde yapacağım. Bu bölüm gezme abi.
Now's
Gezme
better than later.
Sen kurtulacak bir şey yok mu yani? Böyle bir kayıt çakalım. Durun olmaz. Almamız orada. Sana sonra gideceğim. Sen biraz bekle.
Can I get you a ladder so you can get off my back?
Burada ne var? Satranç. Yok mu ya? Neyse, Snyder'dan
Mother says the Darkspawn will all be killed and I want to see
This is
one.
boring.
Is that true? Why do we have to read books anyway?
Hello, my dear boy.
My
By
child.
chance, I am beginning to teach these youngs.
Do we have to?
Boys, you are referring to the Kuslands, the very family in whose castle you live. Show some respect.
Yani sıkıcıdır abi.
I see you haven't changed. Perhaps it would benefit you to join our lesson.
Elbette.
Wonderful.
Tarih öğrenelim oğlum
The
biraz.
Kusland history is long indeed.
Neden kurulmuş?
Records are vague. But the Kuslands became Tierns during the Black Age. Is that familiar?
Burada da mı?
Good. I'm
Nasıl da biliyorum ama.
pleased some of my lesson. At that time, your family held only the minor title of band.
Burada adamlar.
When the werewolves reached this area, several
Burada
other
mı var
local
şu an?
bands supported his efforts by swearing oaths of fealty, making him their Tiern.
Önce bile vardı.
Well, I'm glad some of my lessons don't disappear into that yawning chasm between your ears, young
Bunu
man.
değil mi? Adam yaşlı o kadar. Ben gideni
It
yapıyorum.
seems you've already plumbed.
Ben
At any
tamam,
rate,
uzatma.
your family has held the Ternier of High Ever since before King Calenhad united Ferelden. In fact,
Ferelden savaştı.
the Kuslands are ardent royalists now, but at that time, when Calenhad's army reached High Ever, Tierna Elethea led the local bands against him. Obviously, Calenhad won. Calenhad wished to unite after Elethea's men were defeated. Calenhad asked her to swear fealty. The boulder where they held council still stands. The history between the Kuslands and the House reaches back to the Orlesian occupation. During the rebellion against Orlais, the port village of Harper's Ford was the Ternier's center. Its Arl was Tarleton Howe. Your grandfather openly supported the rebellion, but Howe sided with Orlais. Your family was forced to seize Harper's Ford before it was all over. Your grandfather couldn't afford to lose Harper's Ford and keep... The Howes eventually joined the rebellion. Just as now we united behind Merrick's son, King... Thank you.
Does that...
Silence! I will not have... Perhaps you should go.
Abi şimdi bak. Biz o adamlarla zaten savaşmışız. Bu adam şimdi bir daha gelmiş
Good
buraya.
evening, my lord.
Askerlerini de getirmemiş. Bir boklar sezeceğim ama hayırlısı var. Şimdilik bir şey demiyorum. Sadece inceledim. Buraya bakalım.
Oh,
Abi
my lord,
lan.
we were just,
Kart mı oynuyorsunuz?
well, the treasury's safe. I'm not even sure why the Cairn stationed us here. I don't know. Nobody has come to look at the treasury.
Anahtar kimde lan? Verin bana. Açayım mı?
The Cairn, and perhaps the Tanner? Honestly don't know, my lord.
Neyse hadi bak bu seferlik
Yes, my
unuttum
lord.
sayalım.
Thank.
Bu seferlik. Burası mı? Anahtar lazım. Neredeyim? Arda yeri gezdik ya. Buraya baktık. Kütüphane mi? Ha oradan zaten geldik. Artırıyor. Buraya baktık. Burada görev var mutfak. Abi artırıyorum buradan buraya. Kaç dakika olmuş? 26. O tamam. O zaman bir dahaki bölümde görüşmek üzere.